CatSynth TV.
Hey everybody, CatSynth TV, and today we remember electronic music pioneer Simeon Coxe. Coxe is perhaps best known as half of the New York psychedelic rock duo Silver Apples. With Danny Taylor on drums, Simeon, known by just his first name in the group, performed on a custom instrument, also called the Simeon. It was built from vintage test oscillators, telegraph keys, wah-wah pedals, and Echoplexes. This type of electronic music, building things up from basic elements, was prevalent in academic and experimental settings, such as Stockhausen's Cologne Studio, the BBC Radiophonic Workshop, and the San Francisco Tape Music Center. But Silver Apples were among the first to introduce it to the world of rock music, where synthesizers were still primarily a novelty. The second album, Contact, was released in 1969. Unfortunately, it became embroiled in a lawsuit from airline Pan Am that led to the disbanding of the group, with Coxe and Taylor going their separate ways. Coxe would subsequently leave New York for Mobile, Alabama, where he started a new career as a TV news reporter for a local station. He also became a well-known visual artist in the region. Although they only lasted for 3 years, Silver Apples were an important influence on electronic-focused bands of the early 1970s, including Can and Kraftwerk, and through them influenced later generations of musicians. Indeed, their music gained a new following through German bootleg recordings in the 1990s and a tribute album released by the British label Enraptured. Spurred by the newfound interest, Simeon revived Silver Apples in 1996. At first, it was with a new lineup featuring John Hawkins and Michael Lerner, but he reunited with Taylor in 1998 for a tour. Disaster struck during this tour when their van was forced off the road by another driver. Simeon broke his neck and would not perform again for a decade. And in 2005, Danny Taylor died. Simeon resumed performing in 2007 as a solo version of Silver Apples. His live setup continued to make use of primitive oscillators and control elements, but with new additions. He would certainly be at home in today's experimental electronic music scene. In 2011, he also performed as a duo with Hans Joachim Rodelius, and he released a final Silver Apples album in 2016, Clinging to a Dream. Simeon Coxe died on September 8, 2020 at his home in Alabama. We send our thoughts to his family and friends. We at CatSynth feel he has not received the proper recognition for his influence on generations of electronic musicians, especially those of us who combine experimental electronics with rock and other idioms. But we hope his posthumous legacy will continue to grow. Do you have any thoughts on the music and legacy of Simeon Coxe and Silver Apples? Please let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Check out more at www.catsynth.com and please subscribe to CatSynth TV.